The 49ers had just punched their ticket to the playoffs. Levi Stadium was buzzing. Fireworks, high fives, relief everywhere. But in the middle of all that noise, something unexpected happened. 3 words raining down from the crowd that instantly shifted the entire conversation about San Francisco's future. 1 more year. And then Trent Williams smiled and answered. Those few seconds might end up meaning more to the 49ers than the win itself. Welcome to NFL SnapWire. Let's get into it. Trent Williams' moment that stopped everything. When Scott Van Pelt tried to squeeze in a routine post-game interview after the 49ers' playoff-clinching win over the Colts, he probably didn't expect the stadium to hijack the conversation. But that's exactly what happened when fans began chanting for Trent Williams to stay. Williams didn't dodge it. He didn't laugh it off. He didn't deflect. "I'm nowhere near done," he said. Just like that, the idea of an imminent retirement evaporated. According to reporter Rob Loader, Williams went even further behind the scenes, telling those around him that he believes he still has multiple years left in the tank. For a player who turns 37, that's not something teams hear often, especially not from an offensive lineman who has already logged a Hall of Fame resume. But if you've watched Williams this season, that confidence makes a lot of sense. A completely different version of Trent Williams in 2025. Let's rewind for context. The 2024 season was brutal for Williams. Injuries piled up. The 49ers collapsed to a 6-11 record. Nothing felt stable, and for the first time in years, questions about his durability and future felt real. Fast forward to 2025, and the difference is impossible to miss. For the first time in what he joked might be a decade, Williams actually showed up for part of the voluntary offseason program. That alone raised eyebrows. It was subtle, but it sent a message: this season mattered. And once the game started, everything clicked. Williams has been on the field for 98.94% of the 49ers' offensive snaps, 933 total plays. That's elite availability for any tackle, let alone someone approaching 40. His overall grade sits at 90.2, third best among 82 tackles league-wide. In the run game, he's been even more dominant, posting a 91.4 run-blocking grade, second best in the NFL. Those numbers don't come from reputation. They come from performance. Why Trent Williams still matters more than ever. The timing couldn't be more important. The 49ers' offense spent much of this season holding itself together with tape and belief. Injuries shuffled the lineup. Adjustments came weekly. Yet through all of it, Williams was the constant. Brock Purdy's blind side, protected. The run game, anchored. Critical third downs, stabilized. When everything else wobbled, Williams didn't. That's why the chants felt organic. Fans weren't begging a legend to stick around for nostalgia. They were reacting to what they were still seeing on the field. And this wasn't the first time Williams addressed the idea of retirement. His mindset never changed, even when the season did. Some assumed this late-season surge was what changed Williams' thinking. It didn't. Back in June, coming off injuries, frustration, and a losing year, Williams made his stance crystal clear. "I didn't give it a lot of thought, honestly," he said. "I do myself and my teammates a disservice if I'm looking toward the end. I'm paid. People count on me to be here now. We have goals and aspirations as a team." That quote tells you everything about how he operates. Williams doesn't play with one foot out the door. He doesn't mentally prepare for retirement while still suiting up. In his mind, if he's on the roster, he's all in. "When it happens, he added. "I feel like I'll know." That mindset hasn't shifted, not even as his age becomes a talking point. The age, 40 goal, that sounds crazy. Until you watch him. Here's the part that makes NFL executives uneasy. Williams has openly said he'd like to play through his age, 40 season in 2028. Maybe longer, if his body allows it. That sounds unrealistic, until you realize he's still playing at an all-pro level at 37. His current contract runs through 2026, and after this season, there's no guaranteed money left. On paper, that gives both sides flexibility. In reality, it creates uncertainty. Because while the contract suggests short-term thinking, Williams' performance argues the opposite. And that's where the draft rumors come in. The 49ers' dilemma: prepare or trust the present. San Francisco owns the number 25 overall pick, and whispers have grown louder that the team could use it on Utah tackle Caleb Lamo, a potential long-term successor. From a front office perspective, That logic checks out. Williams is 37. The quarterback's blind side is sacred. Teams don't usually wait until the wheels fall off. But here's the problem. Trent Williams hasn't shown any signs of decline. Drafting his replacement while he's still dominating creates a delicate situation. You risk wasting valuable resources on a position that's already elite. You risk disrupting continuity on an offense built on timing and trust. And you risk sending a message to the locker room that performance doesn't outweigh age. At the same time, ignoring the future entirely is how franchises get burned. This is the tightrope the 49ers are walking. When the long-term plan meets an elite present. NFL teams love 5-year plans. Players live week to week. Right now, Williams is winning that argument. As long as he's grading among the best tackles in football, every conversation about moving on becomes harder to justify. Every mock draft projecting his replacement feels premature. Every inevitable decline narrative looks a year too early. And this isn't about sentimentality. This is about value. Williams is still giving the 49ers top-tier left tackle play, arguably the most important non-quarterback role on the offense. That kind of stability can't be overstated, especially for a team with Super Bowl aspirations. Sometimes the future arrives on schedule. Sometimes it doesn't. And sometimes the present refuses to get out of the way. What this means for the 49ers' playoff run. Now zoom out. San Francisco enters the playoffs with momentum, confidence, and a leader at left tackle who just told an entire stadium he isn't close to finished. That matters in January. Playoff football exposes weaknesses. It punishes hesitation. It targets offensive lines relentlessly. Having Trent Williams healthy, confident, and committed gives the 49ers an edge that doesn't show up in box scores, but absolutely shows up when it counts. It also changes how opponents game plan. You can't just isolate the blind side. You can't rely on pressure alone. You have to beat the 49ers straight up. And in January, that's a dangerous equation. The bigger picture, legacy still being written. Trent Williams already has the accolades. Pro Bowls, All-Pros, respect across the league. His Hall of Fame case is secure. But he's not playing for legacy points anymore. He's playing because he still believes he belongs. Because his body still responds. Because his team still needs him. And because, as he proved with one honest response to a chanting crowd, he's not ready to let go. Not yet. So while the 49ers celebrate a playoff berth, the real takeaway might be this. Their cornerstone isn't leaving anytime soon. Trent Williams isn't winding down, he's doubling down. And if he keeps playing like this, San Francisco's future plans may have to wait. That's it for NFL SnapWire. Stay locked in for more breaking NFL stories, playoff updates, and everything shaping the league right now.